So I just wanted to review what happened last week and what's going on this week. I'm sorry I didn't make an update video last week towards the end so that you know what was happening. So, okay, in photo 2, I'm going to scoot over so you can see I wrote it up on the board. Last week we were basically, so far, all we've done is practice. We haven't had any homework besides acquiring a camera. Okay, so last week was just in-class practice with our classroom set of cameras. We were focused especially on shutter speed and a little bit of aperture, like how to control those, what's the relationship. When one goes up, you need to adjust the other one down, and vice versa, okay? And we just practiced. We practiced getting a photo where the background is blurry and a portrait photo where a person was really sharp and then the background was really soft and blurry, right? That's aperture. We practiced adjusting our shutter speed. We did where we dropped pencils or people threw snow in the air and you had to freeze action and get the pencils or the snow to freeze in midair. We did ones where we went to the water fountain and we ran the water fountain and we tried to get the water to look very blurry and smooth and right with a slow shutter speed, right? Because we were trying to get it to blur because it's moving too fast, right? So we practiced fast and slow shutter speed and wide open aperture and closed down aperture. This week we're practicing again, but we also have homework, okay? So in class this week, people who filled out their permission slips are getting to walk with me basically to the 7-Eleven. We're standing on the corner and we're practicing taking photos of cars because cars move much faster than pencils being dropped or snow being thrown in the air, right? Cars can move really fast. So we're practicing slow and fast shutter speed, like freeze and blur action, shutter speed controls while photographing cars. So if you don't have your permission slip, you don't get to come. If you're online only, you can totally do this at home, right? You just go to a corner that has enough cars passing by that you can practice frequently. Basically, the idea is to get one photo where everything else is holding really still and the car is blurring because of how fast it's moving, which means you need a slow shutter speed. And then we did the opposite, where everything is frozen and still and crisp and sharp, right? Because you turn up the shutter speed faster, and so it's fast enough that it can freeze the car mid-action. And then we also practice doing track shots where basically you have a slow shutter speed, like a slower shutter speed, but instead of letting the car zoom past and turn into a streak, you follow the car to take your photo so that everything else is blurred and the car is to sort of capture the motion of the car, if that makes sense. Okay, your homework. So we've been doing 2 or 3 weeks of practice because I want you to get comfortable so you can be successful. So your homework this week, it's due Friday. You need to turn in one frozen action photo and one blurred action photo. So this is one high shutter speed, fast shutter speed photo, and one blurred shutter speed, blurred aka slow shutter speed photo, okay? And I want these to be creative, okay? So throwing snow in the air is kind of creative. Trying to shoot photos of the cars was my idea of being creative at school, okay? But you could do all kinds of things. If you like snowboarding, go to the ski hill and do freeze and blur motion of skiers and snowboarders. You could capture frozen and blurred motion on a trampoline with your sibling in the backyard. You could there's just so many options, right? So you could do the washing machine, you could do a blender. Think of something that moves that could be interesting to photograph, and you're gonna catch it frozen and blurred. It'd be even cooler if you had 2 completely different things, one for frozen and one for blurred. Right, because certain things are only interesting if they're frozen, and other things are only interesting if they're blurred. So try to get creative with it. Don't just, try not to do something boring. I'm not grading you on if it's boring or not, but it'd be cooler if you try to think of something interesting. Okay, so that's your homework. Those are due by Friday. Please feel free to turn them in sooner if you want to. I just put for Friday so that you had plenty of time. The Fred day for this assignment is going to be not this Friday, right? This is when they're due. Next Friday is the Fred date, so please get them in definitely before the Fred date, but try to get them in this weekend so we can keep moving forward. Let me know if you have questions or problems or whatever. I'm available to Zoom mostly on Fridays, but we can make an appointment if you need something during the week. Okay, bye.